All right, let's go to the Swamp, where tickets still, not cheap, because this is Texas's first visit to Florida. Texas is a 7-point favorite in a game that I mean, before this season, this was the game everybody circled. This was the one everybody in Gainesville was so excited about because, even if Florida splits LSU and Miami, if they can beat Texas, it means they can be a playoff contender. That is not the issue anymore. That is out the window. Florida is 1-3. They've lost to USF. They've lost to LSU. They've lost to Miami. Texas comes in. We don't know what Arch Manning is. He looked really good against Sam Houston State. He has not looked great in his other games. And Florida's defense, not really Florida's problem. Florida's offense is the problem. So, Ari, what do you think happens when Arch Manning plays against a banged up but still fairly formidable Florida defense?
I think he has a pretty solid game. I don't know that it's going to be like electric. I don't know if he's going to be tossing it for 400 yards. I think he's going to have an efficient game where he throws for 225 yards and maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns, maybe an interception, but he's going to look like a pretty good quarterback on the road. That would be my projection for the game. Somebody once said, I think it was Jim Tressel used to say this and I stuck in my head as I was 21 years old. It's never as good as it feels, and it's never as bad as it feels. I wonder if we're just like right in the middle somewhere with Arch, and he's still somebody that's going to ascend as the year goes on. I think that Florida has a pretty good defense. They obviously lost a very important piece in their interior defensive line. That's going to hurt, but they still have really good athletes in the secondary. That's a defense that has proven it can get after you. Like, I don't think that I'm under the impression that Texas is going to go on the road with how they've looked this year and like light up the scoreboard. You know what play I really love here more than anything? The number is low, but I like the under 43.5.
I do too.
This strikes me as like a 21-17, 24-17 type game. Maybe even if you want to say that Florida's offense is going to be inept, you can make it 31-10 or something, but like it's not to me going to be. You
could make it essentially the Miami score. Where the Miami score was 26-7. Like exactly. Texas's defense is really good. So if you think Florida's going to suddenly break out offensively, this is not that defense that you're probably going to do that against. There probably are some teams later on the schedule where if they were to put it all together, I think they could have a good game against them. But this Texas defense is probably as good or better than Miami's defense. And you saw how difficult it was for Florida to move the ball on them. I'm curious. Look at your guy T-Shoes index. I just pulled up the Parker Fleming's advanced stats preview on this. You can go to cfbgraphs.com for that. And you can match up any teams and any matchup. Parker's advanced stats have Texas winning this game by 15.
Okay, I'm looking at T-Shoe. It's the spread on his is 8.
Interesting. Okay.
Which is just an extra point, but also kind of significant because it clears the primary number there.
Yeah.
But like, I think that there is one unit that we are certain of in this game of the 4.
Texas's defense. Yes.
Texas's defense.
Yep.
And I don't think that DJ Lagway is cooked. I know that he's been the butt of a lot of jokes. I still think that his potential oozes and like eventually I think he's going to get there, whether that's at Florida or somewhere else. I do think that like I still project him to be a first round pick eventually. Like, and I don't know if that sounds insane, but I think that he will be based on
it does right now, but I do think if he, is in a different offense, he's probably going to wind up in a different offense next year, whether that's at Florida or somewhere else. And maybe it is different for him because he certainly does have all the tools. But yeah, you still need to see it put together in the field. The problem is, and we keep coming back to this, but even if he was playing great this year, even if he was having the season that you and I had expected him to have, playing against Texas's defense still would have been really hard.
Exactly.
You saw that Ohio State offense against Washington, which I think a lot of it was them just playing conservatively. You saw it when they opened it up a little bit, how easily they moved the ball. They never moved the ball easily against Texas.
No.
Like Texas outgained them in that game, and we were burying Arch afterward. Like Texas's defense is really, really good.
Yeah, and that's the direction I'm headed in here, Andy. Like, I'm going to lay the 7. I think that just Texas in general is a touchdown better than Florida. Like, even if things would have gone the way we thought they would, and Texas was my national champion coming into the year, Florida was a team we thought could contend for a national or for a playoff spot, maybe even a national championship if everything broke their way. But even in that scenario, I still think Texas would have been a touchdown better than them. And I know it's on the road. I don't know how fired up the Swamp will be. I don't know if the fan you're there. Are they apathetic yet? I'm not. I don't know.
They want to change, but they're excited because Texas has never been there before. So they're excited to see the burnt orange. They're excited to see, the Texas come in. How do their fans come into a town like they've never seen it before? So I think there is a little bit of a buzz just because of that. But the fact of the matter is, they are sitting there going, if Texas blows Florida out, it needs to happen. Like, I think the Billy Napier thing has run its course. The question has been, okay, how do you do it? When do you do it? If Texas blows them out, that might be the time, because the players will have played 5 games for the most part. So you're not worried about people just shutting it down. And I just don't know. Like, you're going to A&M the next week. It doesn't get any better. The Mississippi State coming to Gainesville doesn't look like an easy win at all anymore. Ole Miss doesn't look like an easy win. Tennessee's not an easy win. Florida State's not an easy win. Obviously, there's a Georgia game. So there's no good time. So if it's ugly, if the offense is still completely stagnant, then it might be time. Because it's probably going to happen at some point. So you just got to rip the Band-Aid off at some point.
It's just like Florida could get better offensively, and you would never know it because of who they're playing. They could have gotten better the last few weeks, but even if they are really, really good, it's hard to score on Texas. So give me Texas.
My alma mater has been really good to me in the picks this year, or at least in the last couple of games, and not in a great way for people who are fans of my alma mater, but picking against Florida has helped me in this contest this year. So I'm going to do it again. Give me Texas to cover.
We're in agreement again.
We don't try to do this. I swear we don't. We'll be on the other side of some games.
Yeah, we are on the other side of the North Carolina Clemson game, and that's going to be an embarrassing situation.
And you have no shot at winning that one, so it's great.
I have no shot, 0 shot. It's easy. It's free money. Go lay all your whole life savings on Clemson minus 13.
This is what Ari's going to say to me. How come you don't put your life savings on it? Like,
last night, I was on the phone with a buddy, and the buddy told me, Texas or the Dallas Cowboys plus 6.5 is an amazing spot.
Play.
Go take them. That's the play. And I said, all right, I'm going to go massive on this. And he goes, well, don't go massive. And I said, well, what happened? what happened to your confidence? I just said I was going to go massive and you backpedaled. You think that he ended up being right?
I was going to say he was right.